welcome all and welcome into round 9 NPL Victoria action, coming to you live from JL Murphy Reserve for this clash between the Port Melbourne Sharks and Dandenong Thunder. Sun shining down here at the reserve for picture perfect conditions here this afternoon. My name's Simon Rathbone, pleasure to have your company here this afternoon as both these sides look for a change of fortune. It's been a tough month for both teams. Both sides coming off defeat in round 8. Dandenong Thunder coming off a 2-1 loss to the ladder leading South Melbourne, while Port Melbourne looking to turn things around quickly after their disappointing 3-0 showing against the Oakley Cannons 8 days ago. For the host, 3 changes from that defeat here at home in round 8. Welcome back Courtney Perkins, Amanol Karmas and Charlie Leach back into the starting 11 with Captain Christian Barbaci, a forced change. McCurr and Ethan Brooks. The other players to make way for Dandenong Thunder unchanged after that defeat. And in fact, coming off a 6-1 win in the Cup over Sky United. Strong win, no doubt, to give them some confidence heading into this clash as both these teams look to jostle for positions in the mid-table of the NPL Victoria competition. These teams had polar opposite starts to the season. Port Melbourne actually started the season quite strongly. Some promising showings of that attacking brand of football, aggressive style of play, working wonders. Just coming slightly unstuck in the past month or so, winless in their past 4 fixtures across Cup and League action. And for Dandenong Thunder, that's been somewhat of a recovery mission for them after dropping their first 3 games, 3 losses to start the season. Adam Pickett, his side able to turn things around somewhat recently. 2 wins, 2 draws and 1 loss since that disappointing start to the year. Kick off not too far away with Dandenong Thunder in the pink, Port Melbourne in their blue and red kit here this afternoon. Sun well and truly shining into the eyes of the Port Melbourne players. You can see the likes of Laxis and Co already putting their hands up to their eyes, trying to block the rays. Crowd beginning to roll in, making the most of the sunny conditions on a Saturday afternoon. Where else would you rather be? JL Murphy Reserve for what's set to be an exciting game. Both these teams, no doubt, looking to find the back of the net. They've been shown they can score goals this season. So the delayed start, both teams just keeping themselves warm. They wait for the kickoff to get underway. Not entirely sure what's delaying proceedings. Somewhat of a false start, perhaps. While Port Melbourne, they haven't had the results go their way in recent times. They have had the wood over Dandenong Thunder in previous meetings, winning 9 of their last 15 clashes, only losing the 2 in that time period. They won 6-2 on the road last year, before their most recent meeting being a 0-0 draw here at JL Murphy Reserve. Of course, both these teams vastly different from their 2023 outfits, undergoing mass changes over the off-season, new recruits coming in, new coaching staff. Both teams trying to find their footing in their 2024 campaigns and try and make a run and a charge towards the top of the table. Adam Pittock, of course, taking the reins of Dandy Thunder this season. While for Port Melbourne, Nick Marinos making the step up from the under-23s where he won the grand final, taking over the senior side this season, instilling his attacking brand of football as the referee cops a stray ball there. So Adam Pittock up against his old club. Pittock, no stranger to JL Murphy Reserve. Be hoping his side can pick up the win on the road here. Looking to build off, while it was a defeat, there was some promising signs shown in that performance against South Melbourne. Never an easy team to come up against. They opened the scoring last week. And we're hoping to start brightly here as action gets underway. Port Melbourne wasting little time and lofting it long. Intercepted there by Romanowski. Finds himself battling on that far side with Courtney Perkins back into the starting 11 this evening. Ball played through. Peters looking for an early chance, trying to play it across in front of goal for Dunlop. Energetic start from the hosts here. Peters wrestles free. Looking to cut back, runs into traffic. Now Thunder look to bring it back the other way. Chopped down there by Edwards. Daniel Edwards wearing the captain's armband this evening in the absence of Christian Bombaci. Also Bombaci, no doubt, have a big impact on this Port Melbourne defensive line. Such a key figure for them defensively. Taking slight deflections, falls kindly for Leach in the midfield. Energetic Western Australian spinning his way, releasing Latsis here on this right-hand side. Numbers eventually trickling back for Thunder. Nathan Hancock looking to build on last week's performance. The starting side for Port Melbourne in recent weeks. Dunlop feeding it through. Latsis on this right-hand side, trying to cross but getting across in cover to deny the danger. It's certainly been an energetic start from the hosts, having all the running, setting up camp in this Dandy Thunder half. Now a chance from a set piece as Edwards stands over it. Send it into the Port Melbourne sky. Down the far post, it's the side netting. Thunder will be desperate just to hold some possession, get themselves a foothold in this game. Forced to defend for the opening first 3 minutes. It's been all Port Melbourne Sharks. Once again, that attempted long ball immediately giving possessions back. Karmas. Let's see. Mehmedi, his ball going out of play. And Stokes goes all the way back. It's an awkward bouncing ball for Shalmanov Trenkov. And now Thunder bring it back the other way. Leach. Peters trying to hold it up. Dunlop left it behind him. Ball played through here for Korf. Trying to muscle his way through. Edwards, Courtney Perkins gets around the defence. Edwards keeps going. Back in the path of Courtney Perkins, still going, brings it onto his left foot. Romanowski there, putting his body in the way. As Courtney Perkins looked to fire for goal. Pierce Clark had to go all the way over to the far corner to retrieve the ball. Perhaps just letting things settle somewhat after what's been a frantic opening couple of minutes for the visitors. Under plenty of pressure from the hosts. Korf ping for the free kick. Commit the foul just past halfway. Ewan Stokes wasting little time and getting proceedings back underway once again. Switches it out the way of Edwards. Romanowski to deal with. Romanowski pokes it free and wins back possession before trying to link up there with Suleimani. Port Melbourne, of course, coming off back-to-back defeats to the Oakley Cannons. Firstly, going down in penalties in the cup fixture, before then that 3-0 loss just 8 days ago. Dunlop trying to get back across goal. Thunder are claiming the last touch came off Dunlop. Will be a Port Melbourne corner. Taking short. Edwards finds himself on this right-hand side, off his left foot. Keeper punches away. And now Thunder look to go on the fast break. Curta stripped of possession. Player down in backfield, I think it was when Clark came clattering through to punch the ball clear. Might have been Fraser Dunlop, the collateral damage, unfortunately. Touched on in the pre-game. Hasn't been a happy hunting ground for Dandenong Thunder. Only 2 wins against the Port Melbourne Sharks in their history. Looking to defy the history books here this afternoon and pick up a much-needed 3 points. Dunlop back to his feet. Good sign for Port Melbourne fans. Port Melbourne persisting with their 3 at the back. Coach Nick Marino saying he wanted his side to be attacking this season. He wanted every player to feel as though they could score no matter where they were on the pitch. shown that already this season with a number of different goal scorers after relying so heavily on the likes of Chris Duggan and co in previous seasons to reinvent the wheel somewhat this season. Manuel Peters, the biggest benefactor so far in 2024, 3 goals to his name. Shomal Trenkov served his red card suspension in the cup game against Oakley, returned for the league fixture last week. Hancock, lovely ball forward. Thought about taking his left, eventually does. And once again, the pressure continued to mount. The Sharks are circling. Ewan Stokes there as an option short, should Daniel Edwards require it. Looks as though they are going to send it high up into the sky. Near post, and nervous moment perhaps there as the ball comes back Edwards' way. Stokes. Once again, Thunder look to bring it back the other way, but afforded very little time as the Sharks quickly swarm upon him. Mohamedi. Korf. Tried to fire a pass out to that right-hand side, just slipping there momentarily, almost invited Dunlop in. In the end, Thunder forced to clear. Carrance scored the opening goal last week for Thunder. Drives it hard and low, and coming off Hancock for a Thunder corner there, first of the contest. Player down here for the Sharks. I think it might be Amanol Karmas. Going down after looking to make the challenge in the box. Well, after 12 and a bit minutes, it's a chance for the Thunder to take a breath. Forced to do a whole lot of defending in this first half. Port Melbourne press just causing them issues in that midfield, no time and space. And as we've seen already so far this season, Port Melbourne once again attacking down the left and right hand side, looking to whip a ball in for the likes of Peters and co in the box. So Karmas is going to have to make way here for the Sharks. Fortunately, a forced substitution for Nick Marinos. Karmas, of course, coming back into the team this week after missing last week, or coming off the bench, I should say. So play to continue now. Eventually this Dandenong Thunder. Corner to come in. First real test for Port Melbourne defensively. Once again, it's Edwards who clears. So McCurr, who made way from the starting 11 this afternoon. Coming in after just under 15 minutes, the forced change for the hosts. McCurr has been a regular fixture for this Port Melbourne side to start this 2024 campaign. Moronowski trying to take on Dunlop. Now that change will be made. McCurr enters the fray. Hopefully for Amanol Karmas, injury isn't too severe in the recovery. We see him back out on the pitch sometime shortly. Mehdi with the corner duties for the visitors. In at the far post, wrestling for it. Nervy moment there for the Port Melbourne defence, and it's a goal kick awarded the way of the hosts. Shalom Trenkov, 21-year-old, in between the six this season for the Port Melbourne Sharks, goes long. And Stokes brings it down on halfway, wrestled off it. Curda. Curda brought down after the fact. Smaley, Romanowski once again turns on the afterburners. Courtney Perkins sets chase. Now Charlie Leach, Peters. Almost full skyline, nice move. Shakes free and the defence coming across. Promising move there from Carrance. Had a lovely touch in the build-up to that opening goal against South Melbourne last week. Skip free at the South Melbourne defence before applying a composed finish. It's got the likes of Jordan Smiley to compete with at that position up front. Showing some nice moments right there, causing some headaches for the Port Melbourne defence, and after the hosts had all the running, Thunder beginning to work their way back into this contest. Awkwardly dealt with there for Shalmanov Trenkov. Ball driven back into the Port Melbourne box. Falls kindly, a chance here. Trying to take it on the half volley. Decker. 3 goals this season. Couldn't add to another one to his tally right there. Fell kindly for him. The first real chance in front of goal for the visitors. Leach skips free of Curda. Stokes drives out the direction of Edwards. Peters left it behind him. Dunlop firing off left foot, cries for handball, no call coming. Stokes, Leach, Peters, Dunlop, poke free once again. Leach came in, got the ball, play continues. Peters trying to whip it in the direction of Latsis on this right-hand side. Ball played through to nobody. And the promising build-up play comes to naught. Plenty of pink shirts, I should say, scrambling back in defence. Port Melbourne look to be building to something nicely there. That ball evading the head of Decker. Couldn't bring it to ground. Dunlop. That's his header going out of play. Good up. Edwards. Driving ball in. Edwards once again. Now a bit of time and space on this right-hand side. Pink jersey's beginning to flood into the box. Romanovsky goes the long way round. Edwards, first time. Mehmedi tried to bring it down, clattering off a number of boots and going the way of Thunder. Well, end-to-end action to start this first half. Neither side able to register a shot on goal as of yet, creating plenty of chances in and around the box.
Just be careful.
Thunder play short. Coming off Leach, had the hands tucked in by his side. Peters showcasing that pace right there, sets up for the ball. Thunder winning the race. Given away in the midfield, Leach mopping up defensively. Sharmal Trenkov drives out of play. Numbers pouring forward for Port Melbourne. Well weighted board. Peters wrestling for it, brought down, and eventually sent high into the treetops by Romanovsky. Ewan Stokes. Jerseys swarming inside the penalty area box, almost goes the way in and headed out of danger at the far post. Foul committed there by McCurr. As a result, Dandenong Thunder with a free kick. Ismaili. Port Melbourne continuing to press. Intercepted there by Edwards. Tries to squeeze his way through two Dandenong Thunder defenders. Last touch getting away from him, unable to bring it in before the byline. Korf looking to apply the pressure on Sharmal Trenkov. Now goalkeeper finds an outlet, and now Port Melbourne look to play it out the back. time and space down this right-hand side. He looks to go through traffic, and as a result, it's taken on the half volley, an awkward bounce. And the first save required from Shalomontrenkov in this contest. Peters almost had it poke free, wins the ball. Nutmegs his way through another. Edwards. Courtney Perkins beaten to it. Once again, Thunder turning it over in the midfield. Peters fancied his chances, almost falls kindly there for Courtney Perkins. Charlie Leach on the corner duties this time. Late run made here by Latsis, trying to find him. Curter looking to play it forward. Once again, Edwards coming across. Wearing the captain's armband. It's been everywhere so far in the opening 25 minutes. Daniel Edwards, 25 appearances last season. 2 goals, 3 assists. No Christian Bombachi this afternoon for the Sharks. Key figure for them if they are to get away with the full 3 points. Korf. Edwards. Once again, they continue to pepper down that right-hand side. Curd up. Trying to find space in between. Long driving ball intercepted by Stokes, sends it back the other way. Out came Clark. Kept his hands free, but bodied it out of danger. Well, despite the Sharks causing certainly headaches for this Thunder side in the midfield, they've been unable to create any real substantial chance in this first half. It's actually been the Thunder that's had the first shot on goal. Host just looking to add the final touches to the product. Touched on losing the likes of Chris Duggan. Did so well for them last season. Trying to find those goals. They'll be looking towards the likes of Peters and co. Stokes pokes it down. Latsis. Brought down there by Mehmedi. And Korf felt the pressure coming from McCurr and wins the free kick. Edwards try to keep pass in the path of Courtney Perkins, intercepted by Silamani. Continue working it forward. Romanowski, the defensive duties once again. That clearance only going as far as Edwards. The pressure continuing to mount on this Thunder defence. McCurr working forward. Tries it from range and not too far away. Fancied his chances from distance. It opened up nicely for him. Heavy touch almost inviting Dunlop there, and as a result, Mehmedi had to clear. Kept in there by Latsis, wrestling with Mehmedi. And Korf receives the contact. He was running himself into a cul-de-sac and wins the cheap free kick for his team. The Sharks have to be disciplined in that area. There's nowhere for Korf to go. As soon as he felt the slightest bit of contact, down he went. Smart play there from the 26-year-old. He scored in their 1-1 draw with the Oakley Cannons, which came across from Napier City Rovers this season. Mehmedi to that man Korf. Spinning down that left channel. Mehmedi, dangerous ball in. McCurr got down low. Korf loses the ball, and as a result, Shalamonov-Trenkov comes out to collect. Plenty of feeling between these two teams. Plenty of storylines heading into the contest. Dunlop looks to bring it to ground. Leach. Stokes. Peters tracking back. Cleared by Decker. Pushed off it by Krantz. Korf sniffing in and around, trying to wrestle his way past the defence there of Hancock. Time and space out here for Latsis, just shy of halfway. Eventually, will come out in his direction. Nice run. Latsis driving forward, looking to play it, but once again, just unable to apply the final product. Pierce Clark goes long, formerly at Heidelberg United, 26-year-old. Decker trying to evade Leach. Now Mehmedi switches play over the heads of Edwards. Suleimani with a tough task of trying to keep that in, the captain for Dandenong Thunder. It's been quiet so far in this first half. Probably seen more involvement up forward from Romanovsky, who's actually been pushing higher up the pitch. No doubt that space created from Ali Suleimani. Now Port Melbourne, Stokes. Dunlop left it. Window of opportunity closing somewhat for Port Melbourne. They go back to reset. Latsis pushed off it by Edwards. Strong defensively. Now Korf. Thunder on the break. Decker. Romanovsky. Cut up. Nice switch in the direction of Mehmedi. Canters forward. Eventually whips in a dangerous ball. Chance here for Thunder, spinning. Krantz lays it off. Edwards thought about it from range. Curda thought about the 1-2, but read like a textbook from the Port Melbourne defence, but they give it away in the midfield. The Dandenong Thunder return serve with another poor pass of their own. Just over 10 minutes remain in this first half. Neither side unable to trouble the scoreboard. Port Melbourne came flying out of the gates inside the opening 10 minutes. They were applying all the pressure Dandenong Thunder were able to withstand the storm. Since then, both sides have traded chances. It's been end-to-end. Thunder looking to expose Port Melbourne on the break. As we've seen so far this season, Port Melbourne not afraid to push numbers forward. After coming back into the starting 11 this week, Amanol Karmas had to make way midway through the first half. McCurr filling the void at the back for the Sharks. Edwards, Courtney Perkins returns the favour. Chance here for Peters! And the Sharks get first blood. Emmanuel Peters grabs his 4th goal of the campaign. Once again, Daniel Edwards had his DNA all over that play. Lovely combination with Jackson Courtney Perkins down that left-hand side. Delivered in a dangerous ball, and Emmanuel Peters, like all good strikers do, finished the job in front of goal. And the hosts take a 1-0 lead after 36 minutes. Well, as I touched on, the Sharks had the better of the running in that opening 10 minutes and finally get their reward. It's been down that left-hand side that they've threatened. And for the second time, Port Melbourne making a change. Ethan Brooks coming on. Fraser Dunlop making way. So after Nick Marinos made 3 changes heading into this clash, 2 already in the first half alone. So Dunlop, who returned to the side last week on limited minutes, given an early mark by the gaffer. So Ethan Brooks, the 23-year-old, makes his way into the contest. To come across from Avondale, Ethan Brooks, he scored a great goal here at JL Murphy Reserve early in the season. Edwards driving ball forward. Stokes finds himself in a Thunder sandwich. Hits the deck now. Brooks with his first involvement of the contest. Edwards. Courtney Perkins. Ewan Stokes brings the man to ground. Ewan Stokes knew what he's doing on that occasion after giving the ball away in the midfield. Brought Curter to ground to avoid the visitors on the fast break. Curter brought to down as Peters came clattering through. Peters heaving Curter back to his feet, more so than helping, perhaps. Kerda. Mehmeti. Dangerous ball in, but out comes Shalamonov Trenkov. McCurr. Peters sets chase. Easy pickings for the Thunder defensive line, but it falls kindly for Brooks, who feeds Peters on this right-hand side. Cuts it back, dangerous position, a chance, and cleared before the ball trickled over the line. Took a slight deflection on its way into goal. Gave the Port Melbourne defence enough time to come back and clear the danger. Now Kadur back the other way. Puts it out in front of Romanowski, who had too much to do. Time and space, and open pasture in front of Courtney Perkins. Thunder left vulnerable at the back. Leach looking to play it back. Courtney Perkins off the left foot, and it fires just in front of the face of goal. Thunder, they hadn't got back defensively. Golden opportunity goes begging there for the Port Melbourne Sharks. Great awareness from Daniel Edwards to take that throw quickly. Courtney Perkins completely unmarked on this left-hand side as he wins the ball back for his team now. Leach. Brooks. Ewan Stokes trying to take it first time and skies it. So as we approach the half-time whistle, the Port Melbourne Sharks boasting a nice little passage of play. Currently with the 1-goal advantage thanks to that goal from Emmanuel Peters. Pierce Clark's pass. Too much juice on it for Mehmeti. Clark opting to slow things down on that occasion. Decides that going long is his best course of action. Dealt with there by Latsis. Leach mopping up in the midfield. Goes forward down this left-hand side. Courtney Perkins causing Romanowski all sorts of issues. Edwards wrapping around. Romanowski goes to ground, touches the hand. Call going the way of Thunder. Stokes. Peters turns on the afterburners. Trying to stay on his feet. Well defended there by Ismaili. And then Peters gives away the cheap foul. McCurr takes the ball out of play after the pressure applied there by the Thunder front three. Mercer Mehmeti, 23-year-old. Assessing options in front of him. Would love a goal right on the break. As they try and wrest themselves back in this contest. Have to imagine there'll be a fair few minutes of added time after that injury to Karmas. And it will be 3 minutes of added time for this first half. Alessi clears. Decker. Korf. Up against McCurr. Korf turns on his left-hand side, coming across. Latzer steals with it, but only as far as the man wearing the number 10 once again, looking to play it back in the direction there of Carrance. Leach trying to release Brooks. Shows great speed to reel it in, and now sets out on his right-hand side. Peters lets it run across his body. Now in the direction of Courtney Perkins. Fires off that left-hand side. He was looking for the top right corner. So Adam Pittock will certainly have his work cut out for him at half-time as the Thunder look to try and rectify their defensive fragilities down this right-hand side. The likes of Courtney Perkins and Edwards, I have to say, would have won their battle in the first half. Emmanuel Peters being such a big presence up front for the Sharks, it's allowed him to get in front of goal with them to whip in dangerous balls time and time again this first half. Edwards wrestling with Suleimani. Stokes, Peters, Courtney Perkins. Korf had some bright moments in this first half. Kurda, Omedi. Decker. Decker wrestling with McCurr. Throw in taken quickly. Mehmedi's attempted cross blocked there by Charlie Leach. The young Western Australian getting back. So one last roll of the dice here for the visitors. Mere moments before the halftime whistle sounds. Curta delivers at the near post. Clearance not going far. And then the foul being committed by Decker as Nathan Hancock looked to clear the danger. So there you have it. Whistle sounds on the first half, and it's the hosts who'll take a 1-0 advantage heading into the sheds. That goal from Emmanuel Peters, his 4th of the season, giving them the slight buffer over the Dandenong Thunder. We'll take a short break ourselves and be back with all the second half action. Second half action about to get underway here at JL Murphy Reserve. Port Melbourne Sharks with a 1-goal advantage thanks to that goal to Emmanuel Peters just before the break, giving the hosts the lead after they dominated the opening exchanges. Dandenong Thunder struggling to get a grip on the contest, just being stripped of the ball in the midfield. It's allowed the likes of Daniel Edwards to canter forward down this left-hand side. Jackson Courtney-Perkins also causing a number of headaches for the Dandenong Thunder defence. The Port Melbourne Sharks, after they made 3 changes heading into tonight's clash, this afternoon's clash I should say, they had to make a forced change with McCurr coming off the bench in the place of the injured Aminol Karmas. Fraser Dunlop was substituted just before half-time as they look to manage him, and Jackson Courtney-Perkins, I should say, also a half-time substitute as he makes his return from injury. So just managing the minutes. Nick Marinos, Lucas Burns enters the contest. Scored a lovely goal in that game against the Knights earlier this season. Another one of these Port Melbourne players that have shared the goal-scoring spoils. Peters' tally of 4 goals, well and truly making him their leading goal scorer for the season. Leach. Now Baker gets his head up. Edwards. Just getting his wires crossed with Leach momentarily there. As a result, Thunder strip them of possession. They'll be hoping they can start this second half a little bit better than they did in the first. First 10 minutes really was all Port Melbourne, who were applying the pressure, just couldn't find the finish, couldn't land the decisive blow when it mattered most. So while they'll be happy with their 1-goal lead, they certainly won't be satisfied as Thunder bring it forward. Looking to work over McCurr. Korf. Mamedi. Ball falls kindly here for Edwards. Takes a ricochet, a chance here, and poked free out of danger. Forced the save from Shalamanov Trenkov, and it was a good one at that. It was unconventional, but the Thunder almost got us back on level footing once again. When the shot came in from Romanovsky, clattered off a number of bodies and almost fell kindly for Korf. I believe it was. He got his foot to the ball and forced a good save from the young goalkeeper. Edwards. Grants. That ball whipped in the direction there. Suleimani. Free kick going the way of the visitors. And after only just a couple of minutes of play in this second half, Port Melbourne Sharks already under pressure. Berkan Kader standing over this, the 22-year-old. Came through the Melbourne Victory system. Dangerous ball on, headed in. Danger somewhat cleared, only momentarily. Edwards lost it long, looking for Kader, made a run. Did well to bring it under control, and now he looked for a teammate in the box. McCurr goes high, headed down into the direction there. The Sharks' defence, Peters hesitated momentarily. He could have poked it free. Had a little window of opportunity. And the Port Melbourne Sharks goal scorer unable to take full advantage, and as a result, Clark sends it back the other way. Wade Decker sets chase, forces the Alex Baker to knock it out of play. Complete switch of play. Mamedi. 23-year-old wins the throw-in. Edwards clears onto the path of Stokes, who heads it on. Edwards there once again, the midfield for this time for the visitors. Sharks not out of the woods just yet. Suleimani. Kader stripped of it. Now Burns with fresh legs coming on at half-time. Lucas Burns skips free of one, skips free of two. Still going down this left-hand side. Looks to cut back in. Find a teammate. Lays it off there, Stokes. Fires off towards goal, and coming across was Burns, looking to try and get on the end of it. And after being under pressure themselves for the first 5 minutes of this second half, the Sharks immediately bring it back and put it right back on the visitors. They'll have to be more clinical up front and in the midfield if they want to try and get themselves back into this contest. Port Melbourne press, causing all sorts of headaches. Leach. Peters fancies his chances from range and it fires wide. He went for the spectacular. Some goal that would have been if he could have found its way into the top right corner. Baker. Under pressure from Krantz. Decker. Korf. Leach tracking back. Once again, they go the aerial option, wrestling four in the box. Slight push there from Burns as he tries to win the ball. Play allowed to continue. Stokes and now Leach with plenty of time and space in front of him. Sharks on the break. Thunder defensive line left open momentarily as Peters tried to play the ball back to a teammate. There's a Sharks player down in back play. So after all the injuries that the Port Melbourne Sharks have had, they can ill afford another. Already 3 substitutions made in this match. Dandenong Thunder coach Adam Pittick up against his old club. And coach the Port Melbourne Sharks. He's no stranger to Dale Murphy reserve. Thunder haven't had the best track record against the Sharks in recent years, winning only 2 of their 15 clashes. He sure would love for his side to be able to mount a comeback and come away with a full 3 points themselves here tonight. Both these teams well and truly entrenched in the battle of the midfield of the NPL Victoria table. Points at a premium if they want to try and push themselves up towards finals contention. Thunder down this left-hand side. Continue their bright start to the second half, and as a result, Hancock has to concede the corner. Kader with the set piece duties. trying to bring this Port Melbourne defence unstuck. Shalamonov-Trenkov comes out to collect and quickly releases Peters. He's got numbers pouring from this right-hand side. Eventually finds him. Stokes is calling for it. Brings the ball to his feet. First time touch. Tries to lay in the path of Burns. Thunder getting back defensively. Press there from Edwards, winning the ball back for his team. A slight slip there from Leach. Forwards possession back the visitors' way. Romanowski, Korf. Apologies, that was Suleimani. Decker cuts back in. Decker thought about taking his left foot, plays the pass, too heavy. Out the direction of Mehmeti. Once again, whips a dangerous ball back in, wrestling for it. Danger eventually cleared. Thunder persist with this aerial pursuit. Mehmeti shrugs himself free of one. That was a crucial interception there from McCurr. Decker couldn't bring it down. Suleimani applying the pressure onto Edwards. Decker, some tired legs as he chased after that. Easy pickings in the end for Baker. Charlie Leach, always a bundle of energy in that midfield. Got the ball at his feet once again. Nice work there from Burns. Tricky pass, but wasn't on the same page as Daniel Edwards. Nice work there from Wade Decker in the midfield. Formerly Oakley Cannons product. Win the ball back for his team as they look to try and continue their strong start as the challenge came in from Lucas Burns. The yellow card will be shown. Young 20-year-old. Caution for that challenge on Kurta. Ewan Stokes, the other player to pick up a yellow card for the Sharks in that first half. Thunder to make a change. Jordan Smiley, 24-year-old. Looking to give the visitors a different look up front. So Romanowski making way. Formerly at the Port Melbourne Sharks himself, playing against his former club. So while it might be a battle between two teams entrenched in the middle of the NPL Victoria table, plenty of storylines going into this one and perhaps coming out of it. There is Smiley, takes an air swing. Still yet to technically register his first touch. Player miss at the ball. Shalamonov-Trenkov goes long. It's been a bit more purpose about the Thunder's work in the midfield in this second half. They were so easily stripped of possession from the Port Melbourne press in the first 45. Tough for their options moving forward. They've been a lot more composed, a lot more time on the ball already. If that passage of play can continue, you'd have to imagine the chances will be coming, present themselves in a timely manner. Only had the one shot at goal in that first half. Forced a good save from Shalamonov-Trenkov. Korf hits the deck. Once again, those pink shirts filter into the box. Gerda goes long and all too long, sails over the crossbar. Just over half of the goals Dandenong Thunder have conceded this season have come in the second half. 4 of them coming in the final 30 minutes of play. So they have been known to concede late, which will give Port Melbourne a sniff if they can continue to weather this storm. It's a nice little passage of play that the Thunder are building. Slightly heavy touch as Leach came clattering in. Another free kick given away. Thunder, they'll face Avondale next week, so their task doesn't get any easier. Nice little patch of games at home after what's been a long stint on the road. Thunder continuing to persist with peppering balls in the box. They go for goal in that attempt, causing Shalamonov-Trenkov zero issues as he watched it sail over the crossbar. Once again, the Thunder wasteful from those free kick opportunities. You saw Burkan Kurta sent his attempt over the crossbar just a few minutes ago as well. In a game where they haven't been able to quite gel in the final third of the pitch. Those opportunities from the free kick could be their real golden opportunity to get back into this contest as Burns hit the deck. Edwards plays on. Peters drops back to collect. Quickly sends it back the other way. Left slightly behind and allowed the pink shirts to get back in numbers. Sliding in, Smiley sets chase, but McCurr with the calm head. Stokes. Nice ball finds Edwards. Dangerous area, but easy pickings for Piers Clark. 26-year-old untroubled as Edwards tried to find a teammate, making a run in towards that near post. Burns showing his physicality there. Ali Suleimani is getting some feedback from the referee after that earlier challenge that where play was allowed to continue on for that chance for Edwards down the left-hand side. There is Suleimani. Korf. Plenty of blue and red jerseys, and as a result, the ball's pinched. Now Burns. Heavy contact there on Burns. Play allowed to continue here for Peters. Weaving his way through one, weaving his way through two, lays it off. Stokes a golden chance, brings it back on the left foot, off the upright. Still not out of danger, and eventually the ball sails over the crossbar. Not one, not two, not three. Chances for the Port Melbourne Sharks to find the ball into the back of the net. Ewan Stokes seemed to have a day and age decide what he wanted to do with that ball at the right-hand side. His attempt coming back up off the upright before the ball in the half volley struck with too much juice and it flied over the crossbar. And Daniel Alessi also finds himself in the book for that challenge on Burns. Came in with heavy contact on the young left winger. Smiley with the throw. Suleimani. Smiley. Shepherd off the ball there by Baker once again. Stokes pivots, puts a nice ball out in front of Burns. Peters shrugs free one defender. And the foul going against the striker. This is Smaley who hit the deck just when things are looking promising for the Sharks. The referee now with the duties to settle the tensions. Emmanuel Peters not happy with that call one bit. Emmanuel Peters furious at the decision. It was a golden opportunity for the hosts. It was a lovely ball from Owen Stokes. He just turned in the midfield and lifted his head and saw the run of Lucas Burns on the right-hand side this time, before Burns could find Emmanuel Peters in the middle. The Sharks goal scorer picking for the foul on Ismaili. 23-year-old receiving treatment now. Chance for both teams to catch their breath after a bit of back and forth play. So after that momentary break in play, the Thunder send it high in the sky to get play back underway. Thunder applying the pressure, pushing high up the pitch, and as a result, Shalamonov, Trenkov forced to put the ball out of play. Left forward, chance here to try and get past the goalkeeper, and there's an attempt spraying wide. That was Korf who had the chance to get his boot on the end of that ball. As Shalamonov, Trenkov came out rushing out to try and nullify the chance. Some pushing and shoving between the players on the line. As the Thunder looked to find an equaliser, there was a chance there at the far post. It went through everybody. Last touch might have just come off Lucas Burns. Ethan Brooks, I should say. My apologies. In at the near post. Grant's unable to direct his header onto the path of goal. So after coming on for Dunlop, Ethan Brooks, he has looked dangerous. He's got the ball at his feet right now. There's a chance for Lucas Burns on this left-hand side before Brooks was stripped of possession. Brooks's pace alongside the likes of Emmanuel Peters causing a few issues for this Thunder defence. Edwards brings it to ground. Plays in Peters. Looking to be strong and turn. Stokes chips it forward. Coming across, looking for it to fall down. It was a lovely bit of vision from Stokes. And finished off by Latsis. Perfectly weighted from the Irishman. He spotted the run. And the Port Melbourne Sharks double their lead. Well, Mark Latsis, he still had plenty of work to do. As the goalkeeper, Pierce Clark, came out to try and deal with the situation. Applied the perfect amount of weight to that header to dink it over Clark's outstretched hands, and ball trickle into the back of the net. Well, Ewan Stokes, he's put through a number of good balls in the second half. He's been dangerous in that midfield. Great vision, great passing. A lovely moment there to set up the host's second goal for the evening. And suddenly things just getting a whole lot harder for Adam Pinnock's side. 2-goal deficit. Now staring them in the face as they try and shake off what's been a rough record against the Port Melbourne Sharks in recent years. Still yet to cause any real substantial cause for concern for Shalamonov Trenkov in goals for Port Melbourne. Slimani. Krantz. Krantz, last week's goal scorer, fires off the left foot and just fires wide. Almost creating something from nothing. Looking to try and make it 2 goals in 2 games. Yellow card shown here for Joshua Krantz. It was a big result for Manningham United in the earlier fixture this afternoon. 4-1 win, I should say, over fellow relegation battlers Moreland City. That 3 points going a long way in ensuring Manningham's safety this season. Well, for Moreland, they're still yet to register a point in 2024. Facing an uphill battle to stay in the top flight in 2025, no doubt. Thunder. Numbers pouring forward. Once again, Hancock back to deal with it for the Port Melbourne Sharks. It's another relegation battler, Altona Magic, who have a 1-0 lead over St Albans in the other match currently taking place right now. Hume City and Dandenong City also set to get underway at 7 o'clock, just under half an hour's time. Of course, both these sides playing in the earlier time slot, 5 p.m. kickoff. Korf. McCurr strong. He's impressed since coming on for Karmas in that first half substitution. Marinos has practically already played his cards, unless he has a joker up the sleeve in terms of his substitutions that'll make their way into the contest. Stokes tries to lay into the path of Leach. Hancock, lovely ball. Now on this right-hand side, the goal scorer, Latsis, lays it back in the path there of Brooks. Stokes dribbles past one, looks for the far left corner. Not to be for Jon Stokes on that occasion. Korf trying to spin. Burns. Stripped off in the midfield. Krantz. Smiley. Intercepted by Latsis. Peters once again in a physical battle. Always a tough customer. Aiden Edwards. Korf. Thought about the shot. Lays off in the path. Shut down there by Leach. Curter. Smiley had snuck into an offside position. Nice work there from Brooks. Once again breaking free. Trying to release Peters down this right-hand side. There's no numbers in him for Peters to aim for. He's on a solo mission as it stands. And as a result, easy pickings for the Thunder defence. The likes of Leach and co eventually made their way to the box, but it was too little too late. Peters had 3 Thunder defenders to deal with, all on his lonesome, and as a result, Thunder bring it back the other way now with Leach and Burns still getting back into position. Krantz chested down. Just under 15 minutes remaining. Time left in this second half. The Thunder find themselves in a 2-goal deficit. Hasn't been a pleasant evening for Adapic's side. So far, the Port Melbourne defence has been up to the task. Big job to do after that disappointing showing against the Oakley Cannons. That 3-0 defeat, disappointing for the players, staff and fans, no doubt. Especially at home, wanting to put in a good performance. So far, so good for Nick Marinos' men. As Solani makes way along with Joshua Krantz. Jeever and Danny Dixon come in for the visitors. Dixon coming across from the Bentling Greens this season. Tries from range, and once again the long range efforts haven't been the key to success for Dandenong Thunder. They try with the aerial pursuits constantly in that first half, attacking down the left or right edge and then whipping a ball in. So far, the back three for the Sharks have been able to deal with it. And Mazzarini will enter into the contest of fresh legs for the hosts as they look to try and close out this result. They would dearly love a clean sheet. $12 goals conceded this season for the Sharks. Clean sheet will be just what the doctor ordered as they try and get their 2024 campaign back on track. It's been a month since they've had a victory, the Port Melbourne Sharks. Knocked out of the cup against the Oakley Cannons and then had that 3-0 defeat that I touched on just a few moments ago. Their last win coming against Manningham. Of course, find themselves towards the bottom end of the NPL Victoria table. Two draws and one defeat in the last three games. Last three league games, I should say. Aiden Edwards. Once again, the attempted cross only going as far as the goal scorer lets us. Trying from range, and Shalamanov-Trenkov had his near post covered. Frustration continues to grow for the visitors. Mazzarini wrestling, trying to inject himself into the contest. Slight miscommunication there between Baker and Edwards. Mistake. There's a chance there for Jordan Smiley. Came on as a substitute for the Dandenong Thunder. 24-year-old previously playing in Iceland. Just couldn't control that ball as the stray arm came out there on Edwards. Smiley calling for it. Once again, Baker there. Ball chipped back into a dangerous position. Mazzarini chests it down the path of Stokes. Gio heads in the path of Smiley. Decker. Edwards threads the needle. Mazzarini. Nice interchange of passing, and Port Melbourne are out. Calling for on this right-hand side. Peters the recipient. Lovely ball. Finds Burns. Feeds it through. Edwards deserves a goal. He's been strong tonight. Fires for goal. Takes a deflection off Jiba. Peters won't let it fall out of play. Trickles across goal, and Mazzarini, a matter of minutes after coming on as a substitute, finds the back of the net. Port Melbourne make it 3. Great play from Emmanuel Peters. Not letting the ball die. Wrestle the ball back for his side, finding a ball across the face of goal, and once again, Port Melbourne Sharks with the tap in. And this time, Mazzarini, the benefactor. And that might just put the full stop on what's been a strong performance at home from the Port Melbourne Sharks. Well, for Thunder, if they had a mountain to climb, they've got an Everest-like challenge ahead of them now. Staring down the barrel of back-to-back defeats in the league. Plenty of numbers back in defence for Port Melbourne. Happy to sit back. Does invite the Thunder forward. The half volley and the shot going wide from Danny Dixon. Young Joseph Romero preparing to enter into the contest. Coming across from Box Hill United. Alongside him, Mehmet Silimovsky. 21-year-old from Bentley Green, so some valuable game time for some of Thunder's youngsters as we head into the dying stages of this contest. Ismaili given an early rest. Likewise, Burke and Kurta in the midfield. McCurr threading the needle, playing with fire on that occasion as the Thunder players continue to press forward high up the pitch. Burns stripped of it. Quickly sent back the other way. The yellow card shown there to Nathan Hancock. He's been strong tonight. A real physical presence out back for the Port Melbourne Sharks. That time coming in, clattering into the back, drawing the yellow card. The Thunder, they've been wasteful from these free kick opportunities, from these set pieces. Can they deliver here? Once again, Hancock with it to header. Adds more height than distance to it. As a result, Baker forced to concede the corner. At the far post. McCurr facing up against Dixon. Smiley trying to keep it in. Wobbles in a shot for the left foot. Peters finds himself in a deeper position. Squirts the ball out and Romero loses it. Edwards. Port Melbourne next week, they'll travel away to Green Gully. Another chance to pick up valuable points. Gully, another team that hasn't had it all their way in their 2024 campaign. While for Thunder, their task not made any more easy. Taking on Avondale, We'll have the advantage of playing at home. They've got a nice stretch of home games coming up over the next couple of weeks. It's been a tough stretch of fixtures on the road for them. Sharks, they had 8 days after that Oakley Cannons defeat. They came out energetic in the first half. The first 10 minutes, they had all the running. They've continued that control throughout the majority of the contest. Thunder, they've shown glimmers of some of their best. Had some nice moments in that loss to South Melbourne last week. As they play it forward, Smiley left it behind him. Had to be more clinical under the circumstances. It was a nice ball played into his path. Thunder still pressing hard for a late consolation. Leach, his pass intercepted by Edwards. But Aiden Edwards is stripped of the ball himself. Burns takes a tumble. Stecker came in from behind. So goals to Emmanuel Peters, Mark Latsis, Mazzarini, the most recent goal scorer. As Mazzarini wins the ball back here, a chance to add one more to their tally. Stokes looking for that far right corner, takes a deflection. Eventually into the hands of Clark, who takes a drop punt. Korf in chase and is forced to watch it trickle out for a Port Melbourne throw. Pass all the way through to Shalamonov-Trenkov. Sharks just playing out the time that Sting well and truly gone out of this Thunder outfit. Sharks would love a fourth, however. Edwards. Burns allowed time and space. Just straying offside. Little lapse in concentration there. Smiley. Leach had it, lost it. Smiley takes a tumble. Yellow card brought out and shown in the direction of Alex Baker. One last chance for some late joy for the travelling support. Danny Dixon stands over it. Could well be one of the last plays of the match. And once again, unable to find the service for the players flooding into the box. Shalamonov-Trenkov, and the full-time whistle sounds. Full-time here at JL Murphy Reserve. It's Port Melbourne Sharks 3, Dandenong Thunder 0. A strong win at home for the Sharks. They were the better side across the 90 minutes. Deserved win, while for the Thunder, their task doesn't get any easier. Taking on the reigning premiers Avondale next week. The Sharks, a much needed return to the winner's circle after what's been a tough month. Coming off a heavy defeat in round 8. Collect all 3 points here in round 9. Well, that's all for tonight's clash. My name's Simon Rathbone. We thank you for your company here this evening, and we look forward to bringing you more action of NPL Victoria in round 10.